Today I'm showcasing the ultimate solar build for Titans. Now I'm finna say a hot take, but this is because I'm not a Titan main. Okay, I just do not like Solar Titan. Okay, it's powerful, but I do not like Solar Titan having to rely off of throwing this tiny ass mallet at an enemy, and there's so many chances that you'll miss the hammer, and you gotta jog all the way over there to pick up that goddamn hammer so you can continue your goddamn gameplay loop. I'd rather every melee kill I do just give me my hammer back instead of me having to run and pick that mug up, like hunters basically. Well, I can just punch somebody and my melee is back. Not I have to go over there and pick the damn hammer off the ground. But I digress. Y'all Titans like the fantasy of throwing hammer and feeling like Thor. Okay, so it's all good. It's all good. But this is the best solar Titan build in my opinion. As y'all can see, you can take in the negative 50 gems and just go unga bunga crazy. Okay, so this is my taste of, you know, my iteration, my perspective on this build to make it broken. I know people have made this build before, but this is my iteration to make it insane. So today we are using the exotic Wormgod Caress. I know it's Titan's best freaking exotic. It's just like freaking Hunter speed lower slacks. It never comes off, okay? Or Fortune's favor, right? And what this does is every time you defeat an enemy for melee or finisher, you get an escalating melee damage. And as long as you keep your stacks, your freaking melee do even more damage. And it makes your weapons do more damage as well when you have the stacks up. And I'll throw it on the screen, okay? So we are utilizing this. The stats you want is 200 melee and whatever else you want to pour in. I'll be honest. The only thing that matters is 200 melee. You can go for 60 super, so you put on some super fonts in your helmet. You can go with, you know, pouring the rest to weapon stat, so your weapons do even more damage. At least go for 100 weapon stat, I say. So you do more damage to every enemy beside bosses. So I say 200 melee and 100 weapon stat, if I'm gonna be honest. And you can pour something to grenade stat just so you have a healing grenade on standby whenever you need it. Okay. The armor set you're going for is Exodus down. I know people out there will swear up and down, go 4-piece Crota because you get the curse thrall explosions. And you get the damage resistance. You don't really need the curse thrall explosions. And then I know people say use the 2-piece deep stone crypt because your melee disorient enemies, but you're gonna be killing enemies so quick. You really don't need the blinding. I say you can go that though. If I had to give y'all like the perfect armor set to go for, I would say 2-piece deep stone crypt and then 2-piece anything that give you damage resistance. So 2-piece smoke jumpers that you're gonna be making orbs all day, or 2-piece salvation's edge, stuff like that. Stuff that gives you some damage resistance in solar, so that solar have better survivability. The exotic we are using this build is Red Death Reformed. Some of you guys forgot about this exotic, and I've been bringing y'all back to light with this exotic because it does give you restoration times 2, and restoration times 2 is broken because as we activate it, our health comes back very quick, but we can just keep getting hammer kills with this build. So then restoration 2 stays on forever, so then we don't have to worry about hard to end content enemies killing us. We'll just be tanking everything. And then you will already get your finisher move off in this build for that 30% damage reduction, and that'll be your damage reduction on top of healing non-stop, okay? But to make it even more broken, restoration times 2 does get reset back to max 15 seconds with sunspots. So if I kill this goblin and walk in the sunspot, boom, restoration times 2 went back to max. So you can literally keep restoration times 2 on 24/7 this build, since you will be just throwing your melee non-stop. So all you gotta do is get the red death trigger once and then just throw hammers all day. The heavy we're using Apex Predator because it's a solar weapon. Stay with the solar synergy so that it do more damage with the surges we have on this build. And then the shotgun you want is any strand shotgun. I'm using Swordbreaker because we will get them curse thrall explosions from any melee attack if you still want that curse thrall explosion fantasy. But we're mainly here for the 1-2 punch and slice. Because we will be using Tablet of Ruin, so slice, you know, or unraveling from the artifact will help us get Wolven Mail in this build. And then 1-2 punch, so we can just shotgun, throw hammer, and really do some dumb damage to bosses and tankier enemies like champions or whatnot. So get you a strand shotgun with 1-2 punch. You don't really need slice because the artifact will be doing sever for you. but Slice will make it even quicker to apply it on demand. That's all champion stuns too. Artifact to shred. So when we kill a severed enemy, like I said, slice on your shotgun, you'll get Woven Mail, and then also too, dealing damage to severed enemies gives you unraveling in a room. Why is that important? Because Horror Shuttle in the artifact make it that enemies that unravel when they take when they take weapon damage, they make threatlings, and then threatlings sever enemies. And then the reason why I say you don't necessarily need slice on your shotgun is because unraveling orbs, pick up orb power, shotgun somebody, it'll put unraveling everybody, and then as they take damage from your weapons, they'll make threatlings, and them threatlings sever people, and then boom, Woven Mail is in the build. Okay, so yeah, this give us some damage reduction in this build with restoration with solar, because solar always lack damage reduction. This gives that damage reduction we need, and we'll stay alive forever with restoration times 2 with that Woven Mail. We got on Defibrillating Blast. I can see you taking off Defibrillating Blast for a heavy ordnance regeneration, because you can put on heavy machine gun or rocket launcher in this build, and this will give you some damage resistance and make your melee and grenade come back even quicker as well. So and when you kill powerful enemies, it'll do a disorient to red names. So you can put this on over Defibrillating Blast. I just like when I stun a champion, I get max bolt charges, and then I'll give me amplified in this build with flash over. So that I just like doing that in harder end content. It's just a smarter choice to go, right? And then Dielectric, so we do activate that bolt charge, which we always gonna be doing because we throw our hammer. That's our ability. We kill that enemy, we'll get a bolt charge, and then we can just deal damage with weapons and whatnot, and then that'll activate flash over again, giving us amplified, and then bolt charge triggers, do jolt, and it's an infinite loop. Okay, so we always get amplified in our build. And then Elemental Siphon, this is making that when we pick up Fire Sprites, we get super energy. That's the main only reason that this is here. You can change this to like hold the line if you are someone that decides to go the machine gun route. You can put on hold the line, or if you still want the rocket launcher route, you can put on Perpetual Destruction. So your legendary rocket launcher, basically infinite ammo, long kill group enemies, and reload quicker. So you know, up to you on that front. Subclass. Burning Maul, just because it triggers just, you know, flinching enemies, okay? It just hits harder, in my opinion, compared to Hammer Soul, but I'll leave it up to you based on which one you prefer. Rally Barricade, so you can be behind the barricade and shoot people with Red Death safely. They'll be aggroed and shoot your barricade instead, making it very safe for you to get the Red Death kill. 3 kills you need to activate Restoration times 2, and you can just start killing enemies with your hammer. Again, you need Throwing Hammer on in this build. You need Healing Grenade in this build. So if you ever got like 2 seconds left on your Restoration times 2, but you can't make it to a sunspot in time, you can throw the Healing Grenade on the ground, and then boom, it'll make the Restoration times 2 back to 15 seconds again. Okay? If you got it to max counters during that time. If you feel like you don't need that, then you put on whatever grenade you want. Roaring Flames, just make it that our solar abilities do more damage, and Ignition do more damage. We ain't gonna be really doing Ignitions in this build besides Burn Them All. But to make it that your solar abilities do more damage, so this increased the hammer throw even more, making it do insane damage. I think it's like 200% at max stacks. Then we got Soul Invictus on, so that any solar ability kills we get, we don't have Hammer Soul on, but if you are rocking Hammer Soul, the hammers you throw will make sunspots. And defeating scorched targets make sunspots. Sunspots scorch people as well, so if you kill somebody after they got hurt by the sunspot, or if a sunspot kills somebody, they'll make a sunspot. Your abilities regenerate faster, and your super drain slower while you stand inside a sunspot as well. And then walking into a sunspot gives you restoration. If you got restoration times 2 on, like I showed you guys, and you walk to the sunspot, it will make restoration times 2 reset the timer, or whatever the max timer you had restoration times 2 at that moment. Fragments, we're running Ember and Empyrean, just making that our solo weapons and abilities. Extend the timer, Radiant and Restoration. Of course, we have on Ember Torches on, so this is how you get Radiant in this build. So you should have Radiant and Restoration on 24/7 from getting all them hammer kills. We got an Ember Mercy, so when we pick up Fire Sprite, it gives Restoration. This is just for more consistency. You don't have to have this on if you don't want to. You can definitely put something else on as a flex mod. A flex fragment. Basically, you put on something to make you get bonus stats. So if you want to increase your super stat, you can go with this, and so on and so forth. You even go with Soulless if you want the timer restoration stay even longer than 15 seconds. I think it goes to 18 seconds. You can. And then we have on Ember of Searing. So whenever we do kill a scorched enemy, aka someone that got hit by the sunspot, We'll make a fire sprite and get some more melee energy in the mix. We don't really care for the melee energy, but we're here for the fire sprites again. Extend the Ember of Mercy. But like I said, you can change things around here if you want to just add some more stats into your build. Or again, if you want restoration and stuff stay on even longer. I think it's overkill because every time you just get a hammer kill, it's gonna reset the timer for everything anyway. But you know, armor mods. We have on a special ammo finder, so I have more shotgun ammo whenever I need it. Hands on, so I get melee kills, get super energy. Harmonic siphon, so I can make some ores for my solo weapon kills like Red Death and my heavy. 3 heavy handed on. This is how we really gonna be making our ores power. From every melee kill we get, we make ore power. We got our resist mods on our chest piece. You want to make sure you at least have on melee damage resistance. I don't care what the other ones you have on, but we all can be within 5 meters of enemies, so they make them do less damage to us when we close up throwing them hammers. 1 solo weapon surge and strand weapon surge, so power up our weapons by 11%. I got an innovation on, so I pick up all these ores from all the melee kills we get, so we always have a healing grenade on us whenever we need it. You could change something else if you feel like you want to, but yeah. We have on, you don't need like recuperation or better already because you will be getting restoration non-stop, so you don't need better already. And then recuperation, you don't need it because every time you pick up a hammer, you get cure. So yeah. Special finisher, so we can proc Exodus down. And we got 2 class fonts on, just gives that plus 40 class stat. That's the full build, guys. Very broken. I enjoy it. It's just sometimes it gets frustrating throwing that hammer and then it goes to buck 2, you know, and yeah, it can be frustrating a little bit. But love you guys. I appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, stay up.